Holy shit, I'm so white. Hey guys, what's going on? Shah here, and today in this video, we are going to be taking a look at Mechagon Workshop and how you as the tank player can solo the first pull. Now, the benefits of doing this is that your group can all save their healing and cooldowns, their offensive cooldowns, to essentially defeat the boss faster. The objective on Tyrannical Weeks for your group should to minimize the amount of flame jet casts that actually go off during the fight. As the tank, you're not going to need as many cooldowns, whether it's Tyrannical or Fortified, so that's why we're going to commit them to the first pull. Let's see how we do that on the Guardian Druid, but if you're lucky, I might show off Brewmaster or Prot Warrior as well. It can be done on all tanks, you just have to play it pretty aggressively with your defensive cooldowns, but let's dive in. Really quick though, if you end up liking this video, hit that like and subscribe button down below. It really helps out the channel. Enjoy. All right, let's break this down step by step for you guys. This I actually did on stream a few weeks ago. I think this was Explosive Week, actually. This was a while back. But this can still be done. It's actually easier now, and there's actually one thing that I don't do in this video that I recommend doing that I've started doing. It minimizes the damage you're going to take as a tank. So the idea here is that you're going to solo the first pack of the dungeon by yourself, basically using defensive cooldowns and using the enemy's casts against them, which is the Rocket Barrage cast. I've talked about this in the last video, but this is going to be a full breakdown. So we're going to head out. Now the range on Rocket Barrage is 100 yards, which is very, very far. So if you notice on the minimap up here in this corner, my entire group is going to be staying at the very start of the instance, and I'm going to be tanking them right where the mobs are. That's well out of 100 yard range, so they should be safe. Realistically, they could optimize and like move down the ramp a little bit to like save some time, but there's also boss RP that bosses have to spawn. There's a little bit of like voice lines that have to happen before you can actually engage in the boss fight. So it really doesn't matter all that much. So here's what we're going to be doing on the Vendir Druid. Now, you don't need Dwarf Shadows to get into here. You can use things like Roll, Heroic Leap, Charge, Infernal Strike. You can get in quickly, and you don't necessarily need to even get in quickly, just you need all the mobs to be stacked up. So we're going to doors in, and the thing that I don't do in this video that I do now currently and I recommend doing is setting focus or having a focus kick or just focusing one of these bombs, because 2 of the detonate casts going off can actually be very, very brutal because it's magic damage. I recommend setting focus and kicking at least one of the detonates, and since everything's going to be on top of you in melee, it's not going to be a big deal. You'll be able to kick it without having to, you know, get in range of it because it's in melee. All right, so here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna doors in, and now the Nathrism is gonna spawn, and it will damage the Nathrism as well. So the Guardian Druid is gonna roll Incarnation here. I do recommend popping any CDs. So like Guardian Druid obviously has Incarn. Prot Warrior, pop your Avatar, go into your shield wall. I don't know if you want to pop Banner or not. I don't pop Banner personally. I pop Avatar with Demoralizing Shout, then I go into a shield wall. So once they're a group, these rocket tonks that were in the back are going to start casting Rocket Barrage very shortly. So we have Incarnation rolling. And now this is Explosive Week. So this is a little bit chaotic for me because I had to make sure that explosives weren't going to kill me. So despite having Incarnation active, I'm actually going to commit Survival Instincts here. And now this Rocket Barrage is casting. It says dodge attack. But what you're going to do is you're now going to cycle in a small circle around the mobs, keeping them still. And these Rocket Barrages, as you can see, is absolutely deleting this pack. Done. That's it. It's super simple. We're going to walk through that one more time. So again, the benefit of doing this is now that we have all our group CDs, all of our damaging CDs, we have Lust still, like, not that you would Lust this trash, but now, instead of DPS having to like maybe use 1 minute or all of their cooldowns on the trash to kill it because it's jumping all over the place with the flying packs, they're dodging rockets, the Bombaton kicks are like doing a ton of damage because they're not getting kicked, stuff like that. We're basically neutralizing all of that to efficiently clear the trash much, much, much faster despite only one person being in combat. All right, so let's quickly go back and walk through this again. So here's it in full speed. So we're going in. We're using Doors of Shadow because Guardian Druids don't really have a great way to get in, and I want to save Stampeding Roar. We're stacking it all up. We are making sure that we're nuking these explosives when it's Explosive Week, just so we don't die. Rocket Barrage starts. We are going in a slight circle here around the mobs, so they're not moving too much, and boom, they're dead. Now, one thing you do need to be careful of, we're going to back this up just a little bit, is because there's an Atherzim, he is spawning a sleep pool. You need to be very mindful of this, because if you get put to sleep in the rocket barrage, you will die, and you might have to do this pull again, or whatever it may be. You also need to watch out for the frontal, because you don't want to get hit by this, because it's extra damage plus healing reduction. So if you're trying to keep yourself alive, there have been times if you don't kill everything in one go, you can do a second set. Your DPS should only start running down once these bosses actually appear, and you have about 15-20 seconds to get down here, which isn't bad at all. Most groups bait towards this close pillar, but we have a priest in our group, so we actually... Do we end up baiting this pillar? Oh, we do. No, we have time. There have been times where I bait actually back towards triangle. So the bosses spawn, we get it over to the hammer. The hammer does a little bit of damage if your group wants to optimize a little bit. You can stand underneath it, move out, it smashes it. It does about 1% of its max health. It's not a lot, but it is extra damage. And then I'm going to be focusing on the pummeler. We're not going over the boss fight in this video, though. Alright, so here's what we're going to be doing for Brewmaster Monk. Now, unfortunately, I don't have... This is actually still on Twitch. I haven't downloaded it, so I don't have an easier time kind of backtracking. But really quick, the Brewmaster Monk is going to handle it like this. We're going to make sure we're choosing our bounty. We're choosing Critical Strike in this case. Same thing, our group is going to be staying back up. I will be using Roll with the Tiger's Lust to get downstairs. I want to make sure I'm saving a charge of Roll, I think, to get in quickly. We're going to head straight. Now, ideally, what I would do is right before doing this is I would Flushcraft, but I haven't yet. I'm setting up a Transcendence just in case. We are going in. We are throwing down our brew. We're kind of trying to keep things stacked. I'm actually committing almost no CDs here. And we're now, this is on a Storming week, so this is a little bit scarier because Storming has the potential to knock us up. But same thing kind of going on. What cooldowns did we commit? I almost committed nothing here. I had Bone Dust Brew and CB. So even on a 22 Fort, you were still able to do it. Honestly, I thought I used more here. But you can commit, you know, Nizao, you can commit Fort Brew. I should have Fleshcraft going in. There's options there. So I dipped really low as you saw, but of course once I was able to get a Bone Dust Brew down, as well as my Celestial Brew active, it was pretty good. Yeah, not much to it. So I hope you guys enjoy that breakdown. If you have any questions on what cooldowns you should maybe use, feel free to leave them below. I'll try to answer, but it's going to be most of your majors. If, like I said on the Brewmaster, you could use Nizao, you could use Fortifying Brew. You could also, like for a Demon Hunter, obviously commit your meta. You'll have your Fel Devs. It's pretty easy to sustain yourself. Even Warriors, even Prot Warriors, despite them not having a lot of self-healing, still have a ton of resources. You can use Banner and commit that. You have Last Stand, you have Shield Wall, you have Spell Reflect. Like, you have so many different ways to mitigate damage. Blood Net Knights, obviously, you have things like Rune Tap, Icebound Fortitude, you have your Death Strikes. You still need to actively play. You can't just stand there, but make sure you keep that nice tight little circle, walk around the mobs as Rocket Barrage comes out, and you should be all set. This will save your group so much time. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys are staying happy, healthy, and I will catch you all in the next one. Take care.